talking one small town is what happened on the railroad tracks.
We're talking 1 or 2 seconds. Either way, and people would have been dead.
One officer's action saved a life. The heroic tale ahead.
Surprise! Well, you knew we were going to get one new span to Canada, but tonight, how about another new bridge?
The storm is actually, sad to say, the storm is actually getting stronger.
I've been telling our residents and our tourists as of yesterday, get out of Miami Beach. This storm is a nuclear hurricane.
The whole house is vibrating, the glass is shaking.
It's an absolute devastation.
Hurricane Irma battering the Caribbean, right now lashing Puerto Rico, making a march toward Florida. Off the top tonight at 11, Irma is apparently aiming on being in a league of her own, a storm no one can take lightly.
Yeah, tonight we are getting our first video out of the island of Barbuda. The prime minister there says it's turned to rubble, with more than 90% of the island destroyed. So far, 3 deaths in the Caribbean are blamed on Irma. And as the storm continues its move, those numbers will probably climb.
90% of an entire island. The current target is Puerto Rico, bringing whipping winds, pounding rain. Already reports of significant damage there, and nearly 900,000 people at this point without power.
Across Florida, people are crowding stores, stocking up on food and bottled water, with water getting tougher and tougher to find with each passing hour.
From Miami, we've been seeing people trying to flee north to safety, so there are long lines at gas stations. In fact, they stretch for miles. As we check the status of Irma right now, Ben, the new advisory just came out.
It did, Devin, and no change at the 11 o'clock hour. We're still looking at a record-breaking hurricane. Irma has now been over 180 mile-an-hour winds for 36 hours straight. It has doubled the previous record in the Atlantic, and right now this is north of Puerto Rico. You can see where the center of the eye is, continuing on its current track. There's not a whole lot of change here in the forecast as we go forward. Currently a Category 5 as it moves through the Turks and Caicos. Will maintain that strength, and then as we get closer to Florida, this is likely going to make landfall very late Saturday night or into early Sunday. The only change is the Hurricane Center weakening that storm a little bit as it makes likely a second landfall heading towards the Carolinas, and this is Monday evening right there near Savannah at the Georgia-South Carolina border. So we've got a lot to watch for, and the big question is, when is this storm going to take a turn, and exactly what part of Florida is going to see the biggest impacts? We'll look at some of the computer model data coming up in a few minutes, guys.
Okay, Ben, Michigan is already reaching out to help Florida. DTE says it's sending 300 linemen and 100 tree trimmers to help with the eventual power outages and damage. And we want to update you on the Smith family, who we first told you about last night. They're originally from Pontiac, but moved to St. Croix in the Virgin Islands to help open a church. They were unable to evacuate before Irma moved through. We contacted them via text message this evening, and they are all okay, but certainly praying for others. Of course, we will continue updating you on this story as it moves closer to the United States mainland. You can look at live radar and Irma's updated track at any time by going to our website, clickondetroit.com.
Other news tonight, we often refer to police officers as heroes for very good reason. They risk their lives to keep us safe. An officer in Monroe County proved that when he threw himself in harm's way to save a teenage girl. Jermont Terry in the village of Carlton, he spoke with the officer who was just seconds away from death.
The village of Carlton is small. There's just over 2,000 people who live here. The police department, even smaller. It locks its doors as the one officer patrols. But what happened just 100 yards on the railroad tracks is the talk of the town.
Trains come through quite frequently.
An emergency call to the tracks near the old mill brought out Officer Gene Taylor.
There was a parent with a disgruntled juvenile.
Officer Taylor arrives and tries to defuse the situation.
A young girl kept saying she wanted to kill it all, nobody cared, and that she wanted to end everything.
In the process of Officer Taylor talking to the 14-year-old, her attention goes to the tracks.
This is what happened. The gates activated, and she was still over there. And that's his warning.
The horn to warn of a freight train approaching only entices the troubled teen. She jumps on the tracks.
She basically wanted to get hit. by the train. The mother struggled with her. She was making no progress.
Officer Taylor had just seconds to react, so he jumped into the train's path and yanked her off the tracks.
She kept yelling, "Let me up, let me up." Everybody says the train was right on top of me. I don't even recall seeing the train. I was so focused on getting that young woman off the track.
He held her down until the roaring of the train passed.
What can be so bad at 14 years old that it's time to end your life? Nothing.
The police chief chokes up thinking of his officer's heroic actions.
That 14-year-old girl's alive today because of him, and that's the only reason.
After reviewing the train's video, it shows the train came within 20 yards of Taylor and the team.
If it would have been a second or two more, Officer Taylor and that 14-year-old girl would have been dead.
The small town considers Taylor a hero, but this cop considers it nothing more than another day on the job.
Because I didn't want to give her an opportunity to hurt herself.
Sounds like a hero to me.
We're all heroes one way or the other, partner.
The young lady was taken to the hospital and is being treated, but the chief reminds anyone, if you're facing suicidal thoughts, there are resources in the county that you can call or call 911. It worked out in this case. Reporting in Carlton, Jermont Terry, Local 4.
Okay, Jermont, there could soon be another bridge linking Detroit and Canada, and we're not talking about the soon-to-be-built Gordie Howe Bridge. The owners of the Ambassador Bridge got a permit to begin work on a new span to replace this one. Mara McDonald is live in Southwest Detroit, and Mara, will have two new bridges under construction at the same time.
We're going to have dueling bridges, Kimberly, and political watchers in this town never thought that the government of Canada would give the Maroon family a second permit to build a second span. Well, tonight, surprise.
Canada greenlighting the Maroons' request to build a second span is big. Now we'll have dueling bridge projects linking Detroit to Windsor. It has been a rocky road to get to this point, filled with lawsuits and bad blood. The Ambassador Bridge's owners have tried multiple legal maneuvers to prevent a competing bridge in the Gordie Howe International Bridge from being built. Now, both appear to be on the move. Quote, "We are now tasked with the duty to construct a privately funded bridge with the hard work of thousands of engineers, steelworkers, construction experts that will be employed to deliver this once-in-a-lifetime project," said Matthew Maroon. The company anticipates a 3-year build and already has the preliminary designs worked out. However, the governor says a new Ambassador span isn't a done deal because it requires further approvals here in the U.S., and the Maroons would have certain conditions required by Canada, including tearing down the old bridge once the new one was up. The governor has been a tireless supporter of the new Gordie Howe International Bridge, a publicly funded project. Quote, "Canada's announcement today also reaffirms the plans for the Gordie Howe International Bridge, which is on schedule to begin significant construction in 2018.
Back here live. So what's the timeline on all of this? Well, if it's all systems go, both bridges could be completed by 2023. We're live in Southwest Detroit tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
How about it? All right, Mara. The youngest member of the Manson family has been granted parole. Leslie Van Houten was 19 when she killed 4 Charles Manson during the summer of 1969 in Southern California. She is now 68 years old. The ruling by the parole board, though, still has to be upheld by the governor, and he overruled her parole when it was granted last year. In fact, so far, no member of the Manson family has ever been freed.
Tomorrow, Donald Trump Jr. will testify before the Senate Judiciary Committee about his 2016 meeting with a Russian lawyer. The younger Trump admitted to meeting with the lawyer to gain dirt on Hillary Clinton. The private hearing is part of the investigation into whether Russia interfered with the election and if President Trump was involved. Trump Jr. has maintained that the meeting was a waste of time and that he did not get any information. But certainly not your typical 911 call.
There's a tiger walking down the ramp onto the interstate.
Excuse me?
Yeah, you heard that right. A tiger on the interstate, and its tour didn't end there.
Also busted behind the wheel, what happened when the owner of this Camaro caught a mechanic taking it out for a joyride.
And at-risk athletes, why these high school teens are more likely to get hooked on painkillers. A special report every parent needs to see next.
And now let's wrap up our full day of coverage on the nation's opioid epidemic.
During our primetime special, we explained how this crisis began. We shared stories from recovering addicts and resources on how to get help.
Now, Jamie Edmonds explains why young athletes are at a higher risk of becoming addicts.
When Jerome Bettis comes to town, crowds gather. His star certainly shines bright in his hometown of Detroit, which is precisely why he's here.
I was sitting just like you, listening to guys come up and talk.
The bus may be on a football field surrounded by teen players, but the discussion today is not about X's and O's. Instead, it's about drug abuse, specifically opioid addiction.
It's in the community, but it's in all of our communities. And I think that's the important part. You know, yes, it's a national issue, but it's also a local issue. And it's our issue. And if we don't deal with that issue, it's going to affect more and more of our children.
With sports come injuries. Athletes have the added pressure of returning to the field.
To me, we got to look at the future and tomorrow. And to just throw out narcotics and opiates just so you can play a game, I think is inappropriate.
Dr. Anthony Colucci is the medical director at Henry Ford Macomb. He is also the team doctor for the Detroit Red Wings. He says the use of opioids should only be prescribed for 48 hours post-surgery.
The doctors started this whole problem as they were given 60 tablets, a week's worth, 2 weeks worth, unlimited use. They get dependent on it without an education piece, and then this receptor needs it.
Back in 2013, University of Michigan's Philip Valise did a 3-year study of 743 male and 751 female adolescents in Southeast Michigan. He found male adolescent athletes who participated in competitive sports had 2 times greater odds of being prescribed painkillers and had 4 times greater odds of medically misusing painkillers.
And I found that certain sports, more likely high contact sports, those athletes were more likely to misuse opioids.
By the time high school athletes become seniors, approximately 11% will have used a narcotic pain reliever such as OxyContin or Vicodin for non-medical purposes. On the professional level, Dr. Colucci takes care not to prescribe his athletes narcotics if he can help it.
The goal is to get them back out onto the playing field or playing surface as soon as possible. You can't be snowing them with opiates and narcotics, but you may use the first day or two depending on their injury, but they don't want anything to do with it, at least the ones that I'm affiliated with, and we don't promote it, we don't push it.
As for Bettis, he says he's never dealt with an addiction to opioids personally. He was lucky to not sustain a serious injury in his football career, but he's seen other NFL players struggle.
But there were some horror stories about guys that abused the pain medication.
It's an epidemic that starts small, oftentimes for an athlete with an injury on the field. So what's the answer? Dr. Colucci says education.
The biggest thing is we as clinicians have to be responsible with education and the prescribing practices, but also I think there's a point where the players have to take a responsibility, the parents have to take a responsibility. Don't just bury your head in the sand.
Enter big star athletes like the bus, who's driving the message home right to those who look up to him. In Detroit, Jamie Edmonds, Local 4.
That's a doctor of professional athletes who won't prescribe opioids for more than 48 hours, which is not what we heard earlier tonight of what the standard has been for too long. We've got an entire resource center at clickondetroit.com filled with information on the opioid epidemic, including some of our reports from today, some of the survivor stories that we've alluded to. You'll find the link on the homepage.
Okay, taking a look at the forecast. I know all eyes are on Irma and what she's doing, but
you know, even with all that destruction that happened in the islands, that did not slow Irma down one bit.
In fact, as we heard at the top of this, strengthening as it came
and the water's so warm.
It really is, and it looks like over the next few days, if anything, it may weaken somewhat as it heads towards the tip of Florida. There's just some stronger winds, what we call wind shear, that may weaken that a bit. But I want to show you the computer model tracks because they're starting to become a little bit more in agreement. And right now, when you get into Sunday, this is 5 a.m., very tightly clustered with the eye of the storm staying just offshore. Now, that is not the official forecast track. The official forecast track still has a South Florida landfall. They're respecting that European model, which is not shown here in the tracks. But watch what happens as we get later into the weekend and early next week. This is at 11 o'clock on Monday evening. Again, some pretty consistent model results here for being this far into the future, making landfall somewhere there in southern South Carolina and possibly eastern Georgia as well. Then that storm really starts moving up, crosses the Appalachians and heads into the Midwest. This is the consensus model. This is about as close as it's going to get to Detroit, and this is noon on Wednesday, so we'll be seeing probably some effects from the remnants of Irma. Definitely clouds. Question is how much rain will we see by the time that storm gets to us? And as if we don't have enough to worry about, this is Hurricane Jose, which is behind Irma. This storm should stay north of Irma's path, but still could have an impact on some of the Caribbean islands. This is Katia. Thank goodness that this storm really not going to have an impact on the U.S. It's going to head towards Mexico and probably stays a Category 1 hurricane until landfall. So back home, we're finally starting to see those showers weaken. As far as the temperatures go out there, those are in the 50s. We've got another shot of rain tomorrow, possibly a thunderstorm as well, but nothing severe. And then once the skies dry out on Friday, they'll stay that way until Irma decides to make its way towards Metro Detroit. 49 tonight for the overnight low. Skies partly cloudy. High temperatures tomorrow in the 60s all across the area, well below average for this time of year. In fact, Metro looking at 66 in the Metro zone right in the city. Temperatures very similar here, mid 60s in our south zone. Some of our coolest numbers not going to be here in the west zone. That's where we'll see the mid 60s, maybe 62 up there towards Flint, and we'll stay away from the 50s in Sanilac County. 61 up there for a high temperature. Warmer numbers as we head towards the weekend. At least we get some sunshine here before the effects of Irma start moving in here on Tuesday and Wednesday. But those morning lows, 40s for the next 3 days.
Going to get our attention.
Hoodie and shorts weather.
Exactly.
Here we go.
Right. Hoodie and shorts. Good mix, Ben. They were a staple in the 80s, and now they're struggling. Another well-known clothing chain forced to shut down some stores.
We'll have that coming up, and a petty crime with some long-lasting effects. What these two women did that will hurt injured veterans in Metro Detroit. Next.
The former Roseville High School girls soccer coach accused of sexting with students has been charged. 25-year-old Christopher Mala appeared in court today. He's facing now 4 felonies.
Today, the Michigan State Police and DEA conducted 5 raids in connection with 3 homicide cases and a carjacking. The raids took place in Taylor and Detroit. 5 people were taken into custody.
And Westland police searching for these 2 women who stole from a store that helps injured veterans. Surveillance video shows them taking items from the disabled veterans thrift store on Middle Belt. Anyone with information about them is urged to call police.
All right, a Help Me Hank consumer alert. Some Gap and Banana Republic stores will soon be closing. The brand's parent company says around 200 underperforming Gap and Banana Republic locations will close and will be replaced with Old Navy and Athleta stores, which are also owned by Gap. Gap and Banana Republic have seen sales decline after struggling to compete against H&M and Forever 21. The company has not yet said which locations will be closing.
It's not the kind of wildlife you expect to see in suburban Atlanta or anywhere in the U.S. for that matter.
There's a tiger in the front yard.
There's a what, ma'am?
A tiger.
You said there's a tiger in the front yard?
A full-size tiger.
911 was flooded with calls this morning after the tiger was first spotted on a highway. It wandered into a neighborhood. It scrapped for a while with one woman's dachshund, and there you can see the dachshund actually survived it. But when police arrived, they shot and killed the tiger. Turns out it had escaped from a truck while being transported from Florida to Tennessee. Terrible ending to the story. A California woman confronts a mechanic she caught driving her car after dropping it off at the dealership for service.
You're telling me that you're test driving the car. No, why are you test driving my car? You're getting food at Tommy's.
I love this story. The woman and her husband brought their Indy 500 Pace Car Edition Camaro to the dealership for an oil change, just an oil change. Later that day, they saw their car speeding down the street and stop at a fast food restaurant. Behind the wheel was the mechanic. When confronted, he told the woman she was making him nervous. When the couple went back to the dealership, they were told their car could not be found. The dealership owner later apologized via Facebook in a video.